Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about the tactical retreat. Okay, now this is not a retreat where we're running away from the fight. This is a retreat where we're going to stay engaged in the fight and win. Um, but we want to do it on our terms, and we're going to use the retreat to allow us to do this. Okay, so there's two reasons why I retreat during the course of the fight. Number one is because I don't want my opponent, deciding when and where the fight is going to happen. And number two, I retreat because I want to be able to see more. Okay, so we'll talk about these two concepts in detail now. So if I'm standing still and my opponent moves in on me and attacks, my opponent has decided that we're gonna be fighting over this spot right here, and I don't want him to decide that. Okay, so if my opponent moves in on me, what I want to do is step back and to the side. Okay, so if we're here, he's attacking me, step back and to the side. Or even if I step straight back, you know, I'm not fighting him where he wants to fight me. And as I move around, what's going to happen is, um, you know, different opportunities will present themselves. Especially if I move to the side, I might gain a better angle. As he turns as he turns towards me, he might misstep. I might catch him flat-footed. He might give me an opening that he wasn't expecting. So I don't want him to decide that this here is where we're going to fight. So anytime somebody initiates an attack on me, I want to step away from him. Okay. Now you might say, well, why not go towards him? Well, here's the thing: if I go towards him, okay, pretty much at that point we're committed. I mean, we're going to be fighting in there because it would take more than one step to get away from him. So if I'm here, right, and he attacks me, and I step back, and now we've met blades. If I don't like what I'm seeing, if I don't feel comfortable in that position, I can still step away from him. Okay, so stepping back and allowing our opponent to engage us a little further back than where they initially intended to gives us more options. Okay, so that's the first reason. Okay, I don't want him deciding when and where we're going to be fighting. The second reason is it allows me to see more. And here's the idea. If I'm here and he's coming towards me, right? Let's say he's coming towards me at 5 miles an hour. So I'm standing still. He's coming at me 5 miles an hour. So he's swinging the sword, right? That tip is moving at about 100 miles an hour. Okay? And I don't know whether it's going, whether it's going to go right, it's going to go left, it's going to turn into a thrust. It might turn into an unterhau. He might be stepping to the side as he throws that. That's a lot of stuff for me to try to figure out in a very short period of time. Okay, that's if I'm standing still. Now, if I'm moving towards him as he's coming towards me, well, now that time has basically been cut in half. Okay, from where it was before, because if he's coming at me at 5 miles an hour and I'm going at him at 5 miles an hour, then relative to my position, we're closing at 10 miles per hour. Okay, so now I have even less time to figure out if he's cutting left, right, thrusting, stepping to the sides, so I have even less time to do that. Now, if he's coming at me and I step back at the same time, now relative to each other, it's as if though we're not moving, okay? So regardless, if I'm over here, okay, I'm in a position now where I can reach his blade, but I can't reach his body. He can reach my blade, he can't reach my body. He comes at me, regardless of what he's throwing, whether it's an overhau, an unterhau, a thrust. If I'm stepping back at the same speed, okay, the same distance will be maintained, and during that time, I'm able to see what he's doing. Is he thrusting? Is he cutting? Is he stepping left? Is he stepping right? So I'm using that retreat to match his speed in the same direction that he's moving and see what he's doing. So it gives me, it allows me basically to take the initiative. Okay. So that's why I want to retreat anytime my opponent is initiating an attack. Okay? And a way to think of this is, think of this if you're standing on the side of the road and you have a car driving by at 60 miles an hour. Okay, so you really can't see what the driver's doing inside. Okay, because the car's simply whizzing by at 60 miles an hour. However, if that car's going down the highway at 60 miles an hour and you're in a car next to it, right? You're driving, you're going in the same direction at the same speed. All right, side by side. Now you can look over and you can see what the driver's doing. Is he drinking his coffee? Is he talking on his cell phone? Whatever he's doing, you can see it because you're both going in the same direction at the same speed. Okay, so you can see things. So it's the same idea with the retreat. If he's coming at me, okay, my initial reaction will be to step back, match his speed, okay, maintain that same distance, and figure out what's happening, what's he doing, and then formulate a plan from there. So that's how I use my retreat. Okay, it's specifically, as a counter to somebody who has initiated an attack, and I don't want them to maintain that initiative. I want to, match his speed, back up, and then from that point try to take the initiative back. Okay? And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it. If you're not a member of my channel, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.